Get ready.
Let's go. 10-2 stop.
56. You got nothing today. You got nothing.
Now the third leading rusher in the NFL last year, Todd Gurley. 4 yards the result on the first play from scrimmage. Second down.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Matchbox lights. Hey, Alpha.
Now with just 1 second showing on the play clock, we're going to get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Second and 6, just inside the 30.
Hey, Delta. Ready?
On second down, Minshew. It's Williams on the catch. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. That goes for a gain of 31.
First down, Ravens.
So the big play moves them all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. On the toss, it's Gurley. And this one's going to go the wrong way, losing yardage back at the 42. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Ready.
50. 6-man. Check curls, check curls, check curls.
80 weapons.
Check hot route.
Now on second down, this is Gurley. So they get half of what they needed. It'll be 3rd and 6 upcoming.
All right, Brad, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
They'll need to get it to the 30 for a first. This is 3rd down. Minshew throwing on 3rd down. It's caught. Jones. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 19.
He had to figure they'd try and get the ball to Julio early, and they did it right there. And it doesn't take a degree from MIT to know that, so you had to figure, what's up with the defense? You should know that that's coming right away.
On first down, it's Gurley. He'll get forward for 3 down to the 16-yard line.
If you're looking for glory, looking to get your name in the headlines, you do not want to play nose tackle. But how about what we just saw there? The ability to hold people up, take on extra blocks, and actually slip them and make a tackle on that play. That's big time.
From the 16, Minshew. It's complete. Stills. And the stiff arm made it a pretty little run. Not a huge gain, but a nice chunk of yardage. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. It's been a 7-play opening drive, and this is 3rd and short.
Hey, my 7.
56, Mike, 56. Hey, pick your game up.
They'll try to throw for it with Minshew. Looks to throw, fires right side. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. Tucker's kick is good. Tucker named the league's all-pro kicker for the 3rd time in 2018.
Go ahead and admit it. The only time that you get excited about Justin Tucker kicking is when he actually misses.
It's
and
rare.
excited is not the right word. Surprise is more what we're talking about. 90.1% coming into 2019. He's incredible.
Tucker now following the made field goal, set to kick it away.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 44. From the pistol, here's Elliott. Derwin James, an all-pro as a rookie last year, up from his safety spot to make the tackle. For Zeke, what a first 3 years he's had in the NFL. Last year, his second rushing title, 1,434 yards. Not as many as 1,631 that he had as a rookie, but still his yards per game average was the best in the National Football League.
I got you, punk. Check your hot read. Check 43.
Look for signal.
Check. Kill.
6 guys. Check 6 guys. 40.
On second down now, it's Elliott. And across midfield he goes into Raven territory.
Back-to-back 4-yard runs. Now look, if they just do that all the way downfield, ball ends up in the end zone, but that's a little difficult to do.
Yeah, I think now 3rd and 2, that defense ready to stiffen up and stop that run. The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on 3rd. Here's Wilson to throw. And that one's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. Throwing on 1st down is Minshew. He's got his man. It's Andrews. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Minshew, 1st and 10. It's complete. This is Todd Gurley. Todd Gurley, wave goodbye. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Todd Gurley, his 5th touchdown now on the year as the Ravens push further out in front. Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And the lead grows to 10-0. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go. than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness. Maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside.
He's coming. Double up, double up. He's coming, double up.
Check 50, check 50.
On 2nd and 11 now. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line.
All these years we've been watching the game, I start to get the sense that whenever it rains out, those guys who have to touch the ball and carry it, they're extremely resentful about that weather.
Yeah, I'm just happy I'm not resentful that we have a roof over our heads. I know that much.
Yeah, maybe we won't fumble our play sheets here as we just saw the fumble happen on the field.
Michael Kendricks, the linebacker, there to get him down.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Chopper!
Check 99.
Hey, wahoo!
56 to Mike, boys. 56. Check 56. Blue dance. Blue
Ready?
From the pistol, it's Gurley. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down. You mentioned very early on the need to establish a running game for this young QB. They really haven't been able to do that, though, in the first half.
So that means what in halftime? Adjustments time, right? Figure out what they are, figure out the things that they really want to accomplish, and who to run behind. Which are your better blockers? Find those guys and get in that direction.
First down marker at the 31. It's 3rd down.
Hey, exit.
56. Mike, 56. Right there, 56. Oh, here we go. Oh.
Deep rip.
Out of the gun is Minshew. Try to get it to Williams, but it's intercepted. Picked off at the 30. And now the rookie's free. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Did I just see what I thought I saw? Did I just see what I thought? That had to be. Come on, say it for me. Say it for me. Who picked up that pass?
The free safety.
Oh, you got to have those great skills back there. Eyes, anticipation, great hands. And, of course, how about the fluid moves afterwards to take it all the way to the house?
Sounds like you're watching your old game film up here in your head.
Yeah, that's the dream I had of being that player. I just never was.
And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. They run out of the shotgun with Gurley. And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
The Ravens on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. From the gun, Minshew to throw. Got a man. It's complete. Williams. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 21 yards there on 3rd down.
And the Raven first down.
He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on third down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
Here comes carry number 10 for Gurley. In on the stop, it was the UCF product, Shaquem Griffin. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Throwing on 2nd down now, Minshew. Looking end zone for Jones. And not only did he drop it, he dropped it in the end zone.
I know exactly why he tried to throw the ball to Julio Jones there. He's never considered covered. He's either too fast or too strong. You always try and get it to him.
Especially on those deep passes. The Ravens on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Off play action, it's Minshew. He's got a man, it's Williams. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 1:58 left to play till we hit halftime. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. Tavon Wilson up to make the tackle. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Look at me, zipper.
It's just me.
Hey, team 6. Team 6.
29 is the Mike. Mike 29.
Here's Minshew. Got his man. It's Williams. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you're wanting to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
Minshew sets to throw. And that one's complete to Gurley. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Todd Gurley. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far as the Ravens push further out in front. Well, I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, but his top 2 options were not available on that throw, so he went the safe route. Worked out pretty well.
It was like you were in the pocket. How about you going through the progressions like that? But a lot of offenses say touchdown to check down. Look downfield first, bring it back to the line of scrimmage. Not easy for a rookie to do. Oftentimes they get 1 look and they make their decision off of that. He went through 3. That was impressive.
And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Let's go.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
From the 24, Wilson. And that going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's third down.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
He's checking. Crash.
Move some team.
Check. 48's the must, huh? 48's the must.
From the gun on third down, Wilson. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And that's caught inside the 30. A big play there just before halftime. And even 50 yards. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10.
He's coming. He's slow.
From the gun, it's Wilson. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is it allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
2nd and 10 now, Wilson. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. DK Metcalf with his first career NFL touchdown as they have now chopped this lead down to 3. Well, this could be a big turnaround. They get the touchdown here in the final moments of the second quarter. And remember, Charles, they're going to get the ball to start quarter number 3 as well.
So what you're saying is if they take the ball down to start the second half and score again, it could change the entire complexion of this game, couldn't it?
Absolutely. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
A big one there for the Ravens. It goes for 18. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Now Minshew on 1st and 10. Looking deep for Julio. And that will be incomplete. 4 ticks left here on the clock. He was looking for Julio Jones, his Pro Bowl receiver. And that'll bring up second down. From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10.
Recon, 132 fighter.
Not wanting to take a chance this time, they'll keep it on the ground. And he's going to be taken down here as that will lead us to the end of the first half of play. So we have reached halftime here in a tight 2-point contest. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
At their own 30-yard line.
Here we go.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. They go to Elliott again. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line. And maybe that one caused by the weather. Of course, the rain coming down. Charles, can you maybe, when you're carrying that football, grip it too tight in the rain?
I think that you can, and it's such a delicate balance, too, because when you grip it so tight, sometimes it'll slip out from your body. You squeeze it too hard, and it'll pop out on its own. I've actually had running backs talk to me about that when they've tried too hard, even in perfect conditions, the ball gets away from them. They've got to find that good balance, carrying it firmly, yet at the same time under control.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. They'll go play action here with Minshew. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Jadeveon Clowney showing the explosiveness on the sack.